Big up to each and every single one of you that's here. The big breaking news this afternoon is that Manchester City have just made a major splash in this transfer window. Well, for the second time in this January window. First came Antoine Semenyo. Next is Marc Guehi. This situation, this saga has now seemingly reached its conclusion, and it is Marc Guehi who will be now going to Manchester City. A deal has been talked about for a while. Obviously, there was a lot of options seeming on the table for Marc Guehi, but really in these past 24 hours or so, it's been Manchester City that have been in the ascendancy, in pole position, really taking this deal to a whole new level. And Fabrizio Romano, within the past 10 to 15 minutes or so, has confirmed the Manchester City deal with Marc Guehi is a here we go as far as what he is concerned. Big up to each and every single one of you that's in the building right now. Smash a like on the video and obviously subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed by this. I really, really am. Tell me how you're feeling, of course. Let me know where you're watching from today. Let me know what you're up to today. And, of course, talk some football with me, people, whether it's about the football coming up this weekend, whether it's about this Marc Guehi situation or anything else to do with football-related, anything along those lines, of course. Greatly appreciate from each and every single one of you. Get involved in the chat. Would love to hear what you have to say, what you have to think about this deal. This is huge. This is good news for Manchester City and bad news for everybody else, and especially my club of Liverpool. This is really bad news for, and I'm annoyed and I'm really frustrated by this. It seemed that he was going to be a Liverpool player in the summer until Palace pulled the plug on this deal at the 11th hour in the dying stages of that transfer deadline day. Palace pulled the plug. Liverpool were left Marc Guehi-less for the season. And now it seems as though Man City have struck a deal with Crystal Palace. And I, for one, am questioning what the hell is going on with Liverpool. Of course, if you're a City fan, I'm sure you're over the moon. This is a defender that ticks a lot of boxes as far as being someone who is a consistent player, a consistent defender goes, as well as being English, homegrown, ticks all them special boxes as well. But as well as that, he is competent with the ball at his feet. He is very good in the air. He is a threat in the opposition box from set pieces, as well as he is competent at defending in his own box from set pieces. He's a very, very good defender. A leader, skipper of Crystal Palace, probably a future captain maybe. That could also be a potential. This is a man that has got it all, and especially at 25, 26 years of age, this is someone who is for the here and now, but it's also for several years down the line in the future. I cannot believe Liverpool deal through their grasp. This is insane to me. This is annoying to me. This is frustrating for me. I'm annoyed by this, people. I really, really am annoyed by this. For the life of me, don't understand what Liverpool are doing. We're a club that is in desperate need of defenders. We're a club that is in desperate need of refreshing our defensive options, beefing up our defensive options. The one area that we didn't really strengthen was centre-back in the summer. And, of course, with Van Dijk on a 2-year deal, 2 years left on his deal, should I say. Now it's 18 months. With Gomez's injury concerns, with Konate not signing a new deal as of this moment in time. Our options are limited. Our options were limited. Obviously, as the season's gone on, that youngster Leone gets injured long term. Connor Bradley's injury has occurred. We've taken Calvin Ramsey completely out of the cold to now be our second choice right back. Jeremy Frimpong's been in and out the side with injury. Doesn't exactly fill me with a lot of confidence going forward. And yet, we had this deal in the palm of our hands. The palm of our hands. All summer long, we had it in the palm of our hands. We obviously decided to wait to shave a bit of money off, to shave a bit of money off, to shave a bit more money off. And when we had the deal, wasn't necessarily our fault. Maybe if we'd have gone in with a few, without shaving that extra bit of money off, maybe if we'd have gone in slightly earlier, maybe we could have got Marc Guehi looking back in hindsight. Palace pulled the plug in the 11th hour on deadline day. Fine, whatever. But to not go back in for him in January is criminal. Absolutely criminal. I said throughout this half a season that we've had so far, I've said Liverpool need to go back in for him in January. Liverpool need to go back in for him in January. We can't run the risk of not signing him at all. We can't run the risk of being able to pick him up on a free transfer in the summer, because by then either someone would have come in for him in January that is a bigger club than us or in a better position than us, or someone that is again in the same or better position than us will come in whilst he's on a free transfer and will snap him up and take him out of the palm of our hands. And yet, look what has happened. One of them two scenarios has played out. Man City have signed him. Like I said, Romano's been all over this morning. He basically went from a couple of hours ago to saying the deal is advanced to saying this. Breaking, Marc Guehi to Manchester City. Here we go. Official proposal accepted by Crystal Palace right now. Understand the fee will be around £20 million. £20 million. That is an absolute steal, people. An absolute steal. £20 million. It's a steal. It's daylight robbery. Guehi has accepted move to Manchester City. Exclusive story now confirmed. And I wouldn't be surprised if everybody else is jumping on this. This obviously has come from Romano. Ornstein's yet to comment, but I would imagine that everybody's going to soon jump on this story. But I'm annoyed. And if you're a Liverpool fan who's sat there saying, not the end of the world, and if you're not annoyed by this as a Liverpool fan, I can't help you. I can't help you. £20 million. 20 million freaking pounds for a established Premier League defender. England international. Ticks all the criteria that you could want from a young defender that is 25, 26 years of age for the present day and for the long-term future of 5, 6, maybe even 7 years down the line, for £20 million, a ball-playing defender who is a leader, who is good in the air, a danger from set pieces, good at defending set pieces, everything you could want, is now leaving Crystal Palace for £20 million. Here's the frustrating part. Liverpool are going to go into the summer window and buy a defender who is probably not going to be on Marc Guehi's level for probably double, maybe even triple that amount of money. What are we playing at? What exactly are we playing at? Because we know the money's there. We know the money's there because we wanted Semenyo in the January window. We wanted Semenyo for 65 million. We were talking about we probably were going for Guehi again in January. We obviously know the money's there because we were willing to spend 35 million on Guehi on deadline day that we eventually didn't spend. So where has that 35 million gone? Where we could have put 20, maybe even sweetened the deal a little bit with 25 million to go and get Marc freaking Guehi. Why? Now, of course, the window isn't over yet, but it doesn't look like we're doing anything at all. So if someone can politely explain what the hell is going on at my football club, I would love to know. Big O Dean was in the building. Lovely to have you here, my bro. Hope you're doing well on this Friday afternoon. It says Manchester City to dominate for years to come. Liverpool are in the crap. We're in a completely different position than where we were 6 months ago, bro. 6 months ago, we had hope, we had excitement, we have optimism, and now we're questioning what the hell is going on. We're questioning what the hell is going on. We're back to factory settings, aren't we? January transfer window, that last one was just a blip, and I said it was just a blip. I said it was just a one-off. But we're back to factory settings as far as what conducting ourselves in transfer windows are like now. Captain late. How dare you? I was only a few minutes late. I was making sure the audio was fine-ish. Big up yourself, Ballum, anyway. Hope you're good, bro. Hope you're good. So you wear glasses now. Yeah, I gave my contact lenses a rest for a few days. So I'm wearing glasses for right now. Marc Guehi is leaving. Oliver Glasner from Austria is leaving too. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes the United job. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if he took the United job. Who should replace Oliver Glasner? John Terry, Steven Gerrard, Michael Carrick. They tend to go for an English manager in their history. I wouldn't be surprised if they went Michael Carrick, you know. Let's say that Oliver Glasner does go Man United. That frees up Michael Carrick. I wouldn't be surprised if they went for a Michael Carrick, you know. I would not be surprised if they went for a Michael Carrick Crystal Palace. Or they probably will have someone else lined up that's maybe a foreign manager that not many people know about. Maybe that might be the case as well. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Here we go. Yeah, like I say, I'm just giving my contact lenses a rest for a few days, so we'll see. I knew Man City would move in for Guehi. Yeah, I am too, but Liverpool still should have had this deal tied up. You know what I mean? Liverpool still should have had this deal tied up, whether it be in the summer or going into the January transfer window. Instead, we've let a £20 million defender go through our hands. Madness. It's a madness. I am annoyed at Oliver Glasner for not selling Marc to Liverpool, low-key. I mean, Palace missed out on 15 million at the end of the deal. But even then, like, yeah, it is what it is. What about other person who was rumored to be working at KFC? Same as you, voted indie person. Yeah, well, some get it right, some get it wrong. Manchester don't even need more. I mean, the injuries that they picked up to Gvardiol and Ruben Diaz, and I think the one area you can probably say that City needed strengthening was probably defence. So they probably did need some reinforcing there. Guehi provides that, and that he's an excellent defender. I'm not going to simply change my opinion on him just because he hasn't gone to my football club where I wanted him to go. So there's that aspect of it. But yeah, like, it's a fantastic signing for City, but it's a massive kick in the teeth for everybody else. Everybody else, it's a massive, massive loss. Like I say, for £20 million. You think about today's market. I mean, we signed Leone for 35, or what was it, 30 to 35 million, something like that. He's a 19-year-old kid. And City are getting an established 25-year-old Marc Guehi. Like, Leone might turn out to be amazing. He might fulfill his potential, even after recovering from, obviously, his horrific injury. Maybe that might be the case, but even so, there's no guarantee. At least with Marc Guehi, there's more of a guarantee, because we've seen him be so consistent for Crystal Palace these past several years. And now Liverpool are going to have to go into the summer transfer window looking for a defender who may have the potential to be better than Marc Guehi, possibly, depending on who we get, or someone who is just as established. But we're going to have to pay double, triple, dare I even say maybe just slightly less than quadruple the amount for Marc Guehi, or for someone that is either on the same level or slightly less than Marc Guehi. Like, are you freaking kidding me? It's a madness. It really and truly is. Big up, mate. How you doing? Well, lovely to have you here with us. Hi to yourself. Big up you for being here. Really do appreciate it, guys. Make sure that you're hitting the like button and subscribing if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. Where are we at? I just feel sick about this. Yeah, me too, bro. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. They signed an Uzbekistan centre-back last January too. For example, Manchester City have more capable of signing players when they need. The owners are leaving this Liverpool manager hang out to dry. They did this with Klopp and give him Ben Davies when he needed a centre-back. Well, there's two things with that. One, obviously, he did it. The owners did it to him last year, and Slot managed to win the Premier League because they didn't give him anything in January, and they certainly didn't give him anything in the summer. And the player that they did get him was Federico Chiesa, who he barely played. So they've done it to him before. But not only that, right? It's a case of, I would have thought this board would have learnt from the mistakes of signing a Ben Davies and Ozan Kabak. I thought we would have learnt from that. Our season may be over in terms of the Premier League, but, as much as I don't think we'll win the Champions League, at least lay down a statement, at least do something to make me think, maybe we actually could do that. Maybe we could, by making a statement signing. Or at least make me think, for the future of this football club, I can go, right, Slot's obviously not the guy, but he's at least going to leave the club in a stable condition for after he leaves or after Van Dijk leaves. And the club have not learned. The club have simply not learned. Simple as that. The club have simply not learned. Like, I don't get it. I don't get this football club. I really, really don't. Put a link in so Dean can join. If anyone wants to speak on this, just let me know, and I will drop the link if anyone wants to come on and have their say. Like, definitely open to doing that. If anybody wants to come on, just let me know. Imagine being a Crystal Palace fan, losing your captain and manager on the same day. Lost Eze in the summer, lost Guehi now, and they're losing their manager. Like, it doesn't reek of good continuity, but I don't know enough to suggest whether or not they've got a backup plan, whether they've got a contingency plan, whether they've got people coming through their academy to cover for these kinds of players. I don't know, but we shall see. Yeah, no worries. I was a few minutes late. I was away making myself a warm cup of tea while you were talking about Marc Guehi and big up yourself, man. It's good that you're doing that. Good that you're doing that. It's all good. It's all good. Like I say, I appreciate it. I appreciate coming on and obviously talking football with me. It's always a pleasure to talk football with you, bro. Always good. Will Joe Gomez score? Yeah, Ornstein's just talking about it now. Will Joe Gomez score against Burnley at home? Kind of hope he saves it for a. I kind of hope he saves it for a bigger game. To be honest, like I really do hope he saves it for a bigger game. Like let's say we magically get to a Champions League final this year. I know it's like almost impossible that to even conceive or even begin to think. But let's say we do, just for argument's sake. I'd rather save it for that game. Gomez scores a winner. 40-yarder. 40-yarder. It's 1-1. Final minute of the game. Joe Gomez picks the ball up on the halfway line. Dribbles with it, takes a couple of touches, sets it on his right foot, smashes it into the top corner, wins the Champions League for Liverpool. If anyone deserves it, it's him. Anyway, anyway, apparently the latest news is that Gomez might be injured. Gomez might be injured. Just news in from Ben Jacobs, by the way. He says that Liverpool never had any plans to make a bid for Marc Guehi this January, despite agreeing a £35 million fee with Crystal Palace in the summer window. That reeks to me of this Liverpool setup being like, we'll get him in the summer when he's free. We'll get him in. No one's going to take him in January. No one's going to take him in January. And even though there's going to be a load of teams that are going to be interested in him in the summer, no one's going to pick him up because Marc Guehi already said he wanted to come to us. He already said they wanted to come to us. We'll pick him up on a free. We'll save money. We'll save a lot of money by picking him up on a free. How wrong and how stupid you look now. How wrong and how stupid you all look right now. If you'd have actually paid attention to fans like me and fans like, whoever else was saying it, go in for him in January. Or go in for him before January to set up a transfer for January. We are idiots. Idiots. Absolutely stupid. This news has destroyed my weekend. I couldn't care now what we do against Burnley. We probably will lose anyway. I mean, I certainly hope not. That would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? That would definitely be embarrassing. Because considering that Burnley haven't won a Premier League game, that is. When was the last time they won a Premier League game? I want to say it was October. Yeah, the end of October. That was the last time Burnley won a game, and that was 3-2 against bottom of the table Wolverhampton Wanderers. We best not lose. We best not draw. We best, especially being at home, we best take the game to them. We best play really, really well, and we best actually put them to the sword and destroy them. Anything other than that, and it's failure. Even if we win, but we don't win convincingly. Not sustainable. Do you see Salah playing against Burnley as he is out of AFCON now? Don't they have a third and fourth place playoff that they have to play? I swear they have a third and fourth place. Someone was telling me yesterday, I don't really follow the format, but someone was telling me that there is a third and fourth place playoff, isn't there? I don't follow the format, so I don't know if that was true or not. Yes, there is a third and fourth place player. So he's not going to be back in time, I don't think. But he might be back for obviously the Champions League game against Marseille next week. So that's probably going to be more realistic of him being back. Kaiser Flex would love to have Hajo TCO on the channel someday. He's a friend and not a rival. Like I say, anybody's welcome on here. Anybody's welcome. Mustard Crystal Palace lost to the sixth-tier team in English football. Macclesfield in the National League North is the biggest upset we have seen in famous FA Cup. In terms of the gulf in position between the two teams, it is obviously the biggest one. Is it the biggest one? You could probably argue it's the biggest one ever. By that logic. Don't know. Maybe Wigan beating Man City about 12, 13 years ago. Maybe that one was slightly bigger in terms of it being in the final. I don't know. That was pretty big. Flags. Liverpool thought they could do a Real Madrid signing players on a free. They lose players on a free, such as Emre Can and Roberto Firmino. And it looks like we're going to be losing Canate as well. So, good job, guys. Good job, guys. What did those VAR assistants say? Good process, lads. Good process, lads. Nice one. We're going to lose Canate on a free as well. We're losing Canate on a free. We've lost out on signing a £20 million Marc Guehi. 20 million pounds is daylight friggin' robbery. It really, really is. 20 million pounds. 25 years of age. Established England international. Established Premier League player. Consistent. And yet, 20 million. It's a friggin' joke. It's a friggin' joke. Liverpool should win a Gakpo hat-trick to make Fletch happy. See what I did there. Friggin' Gakpo. Jesus Christ. If he's starting up front again, I think I'll cry. I will genuinely cry if Gakpo's starting up front again. I know Ekatike's back, but it genuinely wouldn't surprise me. Genuinely wouldn't surprise me. if Gakpo's leading the line again. Oh my God, it's painful to even imagine. Painful to imagine. I think at this point I would have said to Palace, like, I know it's not like position for position, but we give you Gakpo and you can have, we can have Guehi. Wigan beating Manchester in the final was a cup upset. Same with Luga's Wimbledon, MK Dons, bro, but Wimbledon, winning against Liverpool in a cup final too. As a Southwest Londoner, I always like to mention Wimbledon winning the FA Cup against Liverpool as a week of upset. Fair enough. This is hurting me because Guehi was about to do a medical for them. Well, everything was done and dusted, seemingly. On that deadline day, the medical was done. Everything was ready to go. We were just waiting on the final green light from Crystal Palace to send the paperwork over and stuff like that. And they turned around right at the final part of no return and went, no, we're pulling the plug. So everything was done. He was at the training ground. The medical was done because obviously the afternoon was when the deal got here we go by Romano. And then about an hour or so later, the deal that was going to see, I think Palace were going to buy a Brighton defender. I think that was what was going to happen. A deal was going to Palace were going to sign a Brighton defender, and that deal fell through. And then that really put the Marc Guehi deal into chaos because there was a bit of like uncertainty whether or not that deal would eventually go through, because the original deal that was meant to have like a domino effect was then in jeopardy. So Palace went, well, that deal's fell through. We don't have a replacement for Guehi, so yeah, we'll just pull the plug on this deal. And it was bizarre because obviously we'd heard that all summer long, whether it was about Guehi, whether it was about Isak, all summer long, the players that we wanted, every team basically turned around and went, yeah, we'll give him to you pretty much, but we need a replacement first. And it's like, well, nobody else has got that story. Everybody else that was making transfers weren't getting the same story that we were. We were getting the story of, we need a replacement before we can sell him to you. Everybody else that was making transfers was like, oh, okay, there you go. There's your player. That's our money. Bye-bye. Thank you. See you later. Now we can take this money and buy a replacement for him. Everybody else that wanted to deal with Liverpool wanted a replacement first. It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. Every day, sirens. Every day. Mark did a medical with Liverpool. I'd ever say no. Yeah, exactly. Has Fabrizio ever gotten a here we go wrong? Some say he dragged Sancho leaving the Borussia Dortmund team a few years ago. Well, he's had some here we goes that have eventually fallen through. So again, he here we go'd Marc Guehi to Liverpool. I think he did it with João Pedro joining Newcastle. I think he here we go'd that. And obviously that never happened. I think he did that twice, actually. If I remember correctly, I think he did that one twice. And obviously on both times it fell through. And he eventually ended up joining Brighton and then, of course, Chelsea. I might be wrong on that one. I know he definitely did it once, but I seem to recall he did it twice. But I could, again, I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Crystal Palace were meant to sign a defender on loan from rivals Brighton and Hove Albion. Strange. Were you driving this player up the interstate motorway? not me personally. But yeah, that's the story. The story is that obviously a deal fell through that was meant to have a domino effect on Guehi. Had that deal gone through, there would have been no reason why Palace would have stopped the Marc Guehi deal. The only reason they did is because they didn't have a replacement for him, and Glasner threw a strop and went, well, we don't have enough defenders. We don't have enough. Where? Why are you letting him go when we clearly don't have enough? And then, yeah, that's why it stopped. That's why it stopped. Police are outside your house. Are you in trouble? Not me. Not me. I just live on a street where apparently sirens go off every day. Who will win the sword fight between Captain Virgin and Captain from SpongeBob? See the new SpongeBob movie yet? No nursery rhymes from you today. I mean, I'm not much of a swordsman, so probably not me. If Liverpool have any balls at all, they need to hijack this deal. I don't know what more we can do, to be honest. We can probably go in, but Guehi's mind is probably already made up. Even though we obviously got there first, had the deal in the palm of our hands and let it slip, I don't know what we can do, in all honesty. We've completely messed this up. I don't know. I really don't know what more we can do. Like I say, we're probably going to go into the summer. Earlier this week, there were links to Mickey van der Ven. But guess what? Mickey van der Ven at Tottenham, although, you know, it's being stated that Van der Ven is open to leaving and would love Liverpool as his destination. Again, there's no guarantee that will be the case. He's said to be very keen on joining Liverpool, but here's the problem we've got. We go in to the summer transfer window in 2026, and Mickey van der Ven will have 3 years left on his current deal. 3 years left on his current deal with Tottenham. So do you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? That means that Tottenham will not be selling Mickey van der Ven for, in my opinion, anything less than 75, 80 million. At the very least. At the very least, Tottenham will not be selling him for about that kind of price range, which, as I said before, is about quadruple the amount that frigging City are buying Marc Guehi for. Well done, Liverpool. In order to try and save money, you've messed up a deal so bad that now we're going to have to spend even more money. You bunch of morons. We're going to have to spend more money now. We've already got a team that is going to be needing at least 2 new centre-backs, maybe even 3 if Konate decides not to sign a new deal. We've already got a team that is in need of a proper defensive midfielder, so that's 4. And we're needing a team that, depending on this Mo Salah situation, we're probably going to need a right winger, 5 players, and depending on the left-back situation as well, if Robertson doesn't sign a new deal, and if Tsimikas doesn't want to stay, we're going to need a backup for Kirkez. 6 players potentially maximum we are going to need in the summer. 6 players, at least. And who's to say that Real Madrid won't come back in for Alexis McAllister? Who is to say that our midfield won't drop off again because we haven't refreshed that in about a year or 2? especially playing the same midfielders over and over again this season. Who's to say that that won't happen? We are morons right now. We are left embarrassed by what has just transpired in these past couple of hours. We are going to have to pay even more money because we tried to save 35 million by trying to get this player on a free transfer. Now, if you can show me another player who is out of contract in the summer that is as good as a minimum as Marc Guehi as a centre-back that we can pick up on a free transfer, I would love to hear it. But until then, I don't think there is. I don't think that we've got that person in our sights, and now we're going to have to spend more money. And fair play to City. Fair play to City. That's what teams do. They don't rest on their laurels. They don't go, oh, we could save a bit of money here and there. No, they go for the kill straight away. They go for the kill. They go, Antoine Semenyo, yes, please. We definitely need him because guess what? We need someone who's creative and we need a goal scorer from the wings. We need someone who's versatile, Premier League proven, established. Bring in Marc Guehi. The opportunity is too good to pass up. Bring him in. We need a centre-back. There's one going cheap. His market value is probably double, triple, maybe even 150% more than what we could get him for in January. Fantastic opportunity. Big money saved. Let's bring him in. That's what big teams do. They don't rest on their laurels. They don't try and haggle for a few million here and there. They just go in for the kill. And we're left embarrassed now. We are left embarrassed. Who is more sneaky, Captain Fletcher or Captain Jack Sparrow? Obviously, Jack Sparrow. The king. Did you see Tottenham sign Johnny as the assistant manager? Frustrating for Liverpool. I mean, yeah, it's going to be that one's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Honestly, I forgot Johnny Heitinger was Ajax for a few months now and was a free agent. You mentioning Tottenham made me remember the Johnny Heitinger frame from yesterday. I'll say, yeah, it's a good thing for for Tottenham, I think. Forgot that Tsimikas was a Liverpool player. Yep. Tsimikas out on loan, is still Liverpool player too. Yeah, exactly. So he could come back next season. And and obviously with the Robertson thing still up in the air, I don't know whether or not we're going to keep him or not. Big up Manchester City Fans Hub. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Well, I know you're doing well upon football related wise anyway, but I hope you're doing well in general, my friend. Good to have you here with us. Hope you're doing well. Lovely to be here. I'd love to get your take on obviously the events of these past couple of hours or so. I am a Man City fan. I kind of got that from your name, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of got that from your name. Manchester City Fans Hub. So, yeah, big up to yourself, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I don't see Liverpool buying anyone. Not in the January window. Not anymore. The two signings that I thought we would make have now both gone to Man City. They're the two ones that I thought if Liverpool were going to be active in this window, those are the two that we get. And now that obviously... and now that obviously they're both gone, we're gonna have a quiet window. We're gonna have a very, very quiet window. So annoying, so annoying. I just don't get it. I don't get what we're playing at. I really, really don't. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Some say Thomas Frank is leaving, yet they have Johnny Heitinger as the assistant manager in now. You know what? I could genuinely see happening. I could genuinely see like Pochettino after the World Cup coming back to Tottenham. You know, I could. That's the only reason why I think that Thomas Frank's not been sacked yet. Is because they're waiting for either Tottenham season to be completely finished, and I'm talking Champions League here. I know that it's like, again, it's more impossible than Liverpool right now for Tottenham to get to at least the final, let alone win it. But I think it's mainly a case of they want to see obviously how far Frank can take them. Can he get them into a European football place? Can he maybe get them as far as the Champions League as possible? But I'm looking at it and I'm like, I could see Pochettino coming back. I could genuinely see Pochettino coming back under the pretense of Daniel Levy's now gone. Things are running differently a little bit right now. Come back. We'll try and bring back the days where, you know, you were competing. We shall see. We shall see. Are you following Como much? Because Fabregas got on hype as a young manager so far. Yeah, I've heard he's doing some great things. I don't really follow them, but I heard he's doing some good things. He could be one to consider, you know. He could be one to consider for if Palace are looking for a new manager. He could certainly be a manager that Palace might consider taking on and giving a sort of platform to going forward. Many can see Poch going Tottenham after the World Cup. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. Do you think Tottenham can win the World Cup? It would be kind of impossible. That would be impossible. But there's probably more chance of Tottenham winning the World Cup than Liverpool winning the Champions League. I'll give you that. Big up Luca Talks Dons in the building. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Lovely to have you here with us. Guys, go and show him some love and support to Luca Talks Dons. He's over there on his channel. He's doing some great content pretty much on the daily. He's talking MK Dons. So if you want to broaden your horizons, your footballing horizons, go over there and show him some love and support on them. But he's also an Arsenal fan as well, talking a lot about Arsenal as well. So go over there and show him some love and some support. Everton out of the FA Cup. No trophy for David Moyes. Surprise, surprise. I'm good, man. I hope you are good too. Hope you're doing well on this Friday afternoon. Big up to yourself, my bro. Like I say, you're doing some really good stuff, my friend. So keep up the good work. Sorry, I had to mention this as a Liverpool supporter. No trophy for David Moyes. To the shock of nobody, bro. To the shock of nobody. Everton, David Moyes, no FA Cup, no trophy. To the shock and to the surprise of absolutely, positively nobody. Nobody. Bob Odenkirk settings. Nobody. Luca supports a franchise team. Luca is an MK Dons fan and an Arsenal fan. He's entitled to support whoever he wants. Okay, leave him alone. Yeah, he's a good guy. I'm still annoyed by this, bro. I'm still annoyed that Liverpool have decided to let this deal slip through our fingers. I'm still annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Oh. I don't get our game plan. I really don't get our game plan. Like, we've missed out on a defender that is going to another rival for £20 million. 20 million. 10 over about 14 years ago. 20 million got you Jordan Henderson. Right now, because of obviously the contract he's on and stuff like that, 20 million today got Manchester City Marc Guehi. We could have got him for 35 in the summer. We let it slip through our fingers. And now we're going to have to go and pay double, triple, quadruple the amount for, at the very least, one, maybe two defenders to cover our weakness at centre-back, both in terms of quality and quantity. And there's no guarantee that we can even cover our weakness in terms of quality, because I don't know who the hell we're going to be bringing in. Maybe there is a hidden gem out there. Maybe there is someone that I've not really considered that is on level or even somewhat better than Marc Guehi. But I'm not convinced. And like I say, it's not going to be as cheap as what Guehi is going today. I can guarantee you that. Were you outside Nottingham for a YouTube video as you did before? That was iconic for deadline day. Will you be outside Liverpool? What's the point? What would be the point in going there when nothing's going to happen? Nothing would happen. If I was ever to do that, what would be the point in going this year? Like, there's no point. We're not doing anything. But no, I like to do some more out and about stuff, but I don't really have the confidence yet to do it. I don't really have the confidence to do it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Guehi going City makes Man City favourites. In terms of squad, maybe you could say that. Obviously, you're still favourites in terms of where you are, the 6-point gap you've got at the top of the table, that kind of thing. So Arsenal's still technically the favourites, but I understand where you're coming from in terms of what City have spent, who they spent their money on, the quality of their squad, and so on and so forth. City are incredible. And the City got a formidable side. And like I say, the fact that now you're looking at their forward three, Semenyo on one side, Haaland up front, and Doku on the left, that would absolutely terrify and rip apart most teams. And then obviously you consider what they have behind them, and what they have behind them is obviously the likes of Reinders, Rodri, and then one of Shirky or Foden. Like, how incredible is that for a midfield three and forward line? And then, like I say, the strength and depth is there as well. Savio, Foden. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible what City have got right now. They probably should have done better so far this season, but we're just over halfway through. Maybe things will pick up for City. I do hope Arsenal will bottle it. I do hope Arsenal will fall off, but I don't think that will happen. I still think Arsenal will go on and win it. I still think that mentally they've been reinforced this season. I understand that there are still some question marks with Arsenal. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, but I just think that this season they're stronger in terms of depth. They're stronger in terms of being mentally stronger. And I think Arsenal will get the job done. As much as I don't want it to happen, I think it will. So we shall see. Tottenham signed Conor Gallagher. I can't see them firing Thomas Frank. They have James Maddison and others. Conor Gallagher, I think, is an okay signing for Tottenham. An okay signing. Considering that he's like double the amount that Guehi is worth. But Guehi was never going to go Tottenham. I think it's an okay sign for Tottenham. I think it is a somewhat younger option. I know he's mid-20s, I think. Experience with Chelsea in the Premier League, of course. Experience now in La Liga with Atletico. An absolute engine in the middle of the pitch. Got legs, got work rate for days. I think it's an okay signing. Okay signing. Good with set pieces as well. I think it's an okay signing. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's an okay signing. And yeah, I rate the piece of business, but I rate it on the basis that Tottenham are a mid-table side, and Gallagher is probably a mid-table signing. So that's how I'm rating it right now. Luca with Mind Games, Arsenal are favourites. If that's your opinion, bro, you're entitled to that. Bring in James Pearce on now for his insight. Nope. How do you thought about doing a watch along? I might, if I'm free tomorrow, I might do the Manchester Derby. Tomorrow if I'm free. No guarantee though that I will be. No guarantee that I'll be doing it. If I'm free though, that one will be the game that I'll be doing this weekend. If I'm free, I'm not 100% sure yet on that one. So just an interesting one for me and Doyle here. Ian Doyle has reportedly stated, Liverpool do not regard the signing of Marc Guehi this month as a market opportunity compared to last September and this coming summer. They have resisted from making a late effort to gazump City, beating them to the signing. What? Right. Excuse my language for coming up, right? What a load of bollocks. Pardon me for saying that. But what on God's earth is that? You're telling me 20 million for a defender who I think is worth probably triple that, at least, probably triple the amount that we've paid for. You're telling me that 20 million for Marc Guehi is not a market opportunity? Are you serious right now? It sounds like it's a typical Liverpool spin whenever we miss out on a player. Here's what you do when you read between the lines on this situation, right? Read between the lines on this situation. What happened? Liverpool fell off this season, right? Liverpool fell off this season. We were going to go back in for him in January, and guess what? He probably turned around to us and said, if it was the summer, I would have said yes. But you messed up in the summer. You left it till last minute. You gave Palace the opportunity to stop this deal from happening. And then in the season, you fell off. You fell off. So, thanks, but no thanks. I'm instead going to go over there. That's how I'm reading it. I'm reading it as Liverpool spin, and we got rejected. And in order to save face, it wasn't him that rejected us. We rejected him. Why on God's earth would you reject him, you morons? As I've said in this video, you rejecting him now means we have to pay more money for defenders in the summer. We wouldn't have to pay as much for defenders in the summer if we'd have got Marc Guehi, because we wouldn't need as many as what we potentially do. If we lose Konate, we definitely need to buy, at the very least, 2 defenders. Now, we may need 3. We may need 3. We are morons. We are absolute morons of the highest order. And the only way to save this, there's only one way to save this. Go and get Mickey van der Ven from Tottenham. Go and get Bastoni from Inter. Go and get those 2. That's at the very least you can save it. You're going to have to you're going to have to dig deep into your pockets once again this summer. You are going to have to dig really, really deep into your pockets once again this summer. You're going to have to give whatever manager you decide to keep or bring in this summer a blank paycheck, a blank checkbook. Because this is criminal, what we've just done. Letting this slip through our fingers. That is criminal. I'm fuming with this. I really, really am. I'm fuming with it. So annoying, so frustrating. And then to hear that coming from Ian Doyle. Like, don't try and BS the fans like that. Don't try and BS. How stupid do you think we are? Some of them are, yeah. Every fan base has got stupid fans. Every fan base has got these fans that hear this kind of spiel, hear this kind of spin and go, well, yeah, I'm eating that up. I'm eating that up for breakfast, lunch and dinner, because guess what? It's true. We didn't reject him. He didn't reject us. We rejected him. I'm not buying it. I'm really, really not buying it. You don't see a defender that is worth anywhere between 60 and 80 million as a 20 million pound market opportunity. You are talking absolute bollocks. I'm sorry, but you are. Watch along for Burnley. It's a 3 p.m. game, and I know that everybody streams and stuff and gets certain streams, but yeah, not for me. Not for me. If Manchester win the league, do you see Pep leaving? He sold his Manchester restaurant recently. Did you go there to eat veg? You are captain veg. Did you eat there for free? No, I've not been there. It's an interesting one for Pep. I think if he did win the league, I think he would go. I think he would go if he did win the league, because it would be an amazing way to obviously go out on top. It would be an incredible way to go out on top. A bit like how Fergie did. You know, when Fergie went out on top, he won the Premier League and then went, ta-ta, see you later. I think that would be absolutely incredible. But I'm not. I still don't know. I still don't know properly. Who will win in a FIFA EAFC match between you and Mark Goldbridge? I'm going 2-2 draw. Probably Goldbridge. To be fair, I've not played in a while, so I don't know. I think obviously he'll have had the training necessary. He'll know. He'll know. I've not played in ages, so probably Goldbridge based on training alone. Ruben Loftus-Cheek could return to the Premier League. One to watch. Where would this player suit in the league? West Ham, because London, Aston Villa. Yeah, probably like a Fulham, maybe. He strikes me as kind of like a Fulham signing. So somewhere like a Fulham or a Bournemouth, maybe. I don't know. Does indoor still work for Liverpool Echo? I heard of this person. I don't remember 100% properly. I just seen a quote that's being stated by him that's just really got me annoyed. Tamori to Liverpool, would this work? Tamori's an interesting one. I've not really considered Tamori, to be fair. Tamori is an interesting one. The only problem is he's 28 years of age. 28 years of age, but he will have 1 year left on his contract when we go into the summer. So Tamori could be an interesting one. But I don't know. I'm not completely sold on that one, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, Tamori, because he's English and homegrown, might be something we need to look at. I thought Bastoni was trying to. I've not heard anything, and usually, obviously, Romano would state some. I've not heard Romano say anything about it, and Romano's obviously. If you are going to take, I know some people are like, "I don't trust Romano anymore. He's not as good as he used to be." I would probably take his word on more Italian-based news stories than anything else. But I've not heard Romano state anything, so I don't know if that's true or not. Is that happening? Let's just have a look here. Bastoni, Chelsea. I mean, there are a couple of stories here, but I don't know how verified they are. That apparently it's so here we go. Chelsea are set to launch a £70 million bid, somewhere at €50 million. But here's the key sticking point with Bastoni, though, for Chelsea. The sticking point for Chelsea is that Bastoni is on 170k a week. That's according to Google. According to Google, he's on 170k a week. Would that break Chelsea's wage structure by signing him? Probably would. They probably wouldn't like it. They probably won't go for it. So I'm not convinced with the Bastoni to Chelsea story based purely on that logic. I could be proven wrong, of course, but we shall see. Real Madrid with Alvaro are out of the Copa del Rey. Trent won't win the Spanish Cup this season. He might not win anything this season. Damn shame. Thank you for having me on for an hour, Flex. Good talking to you. All things about Liverpool. Hoping 3 points tomorrow. And Thatcham Town lose their match. Big up to yourself, Bal. I'm lovely to have you on the show as always. And lovely to talk to you as ever. How long are you staying online for? Take care. I'll probably go for a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Big up Luca Talks Dons again. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Lovely to have you here with us. Big up Kinsman as well, who's here. Lovely to have you here. I hope you're doing well on this Friday afternoon. It says, I'm disappointed. Yeah, you and me both, mate. You and me both. It could have been us, and we just let it happen. Yeah, I mean, we've been talking for the past hour on it, and we've been saying it's so incredibly frustrating that this has happened because now we're going to have to spend even more money on defenders. We're going to have to probably go out there in the summer and get at the very least 2, maybe even 3 centre-backs, depending on the Konate situation, that are now going to be even more money than what Manchester City have just put down for Marc Guehi. For £20 million on a defender that is worth 3, maybe even 4 times as much as that, it's an absolute joke, isn't it? I completely agree with you that this is stupid. Afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Nat. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Lovely to have you here with us. Big up to yourself. Hope you're doing well. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. I've just got to just go for a second. There we go. I got an hour into the stream before I realised my laptop's not charging. Because I plugged it in at the wall and then I didn't switch the actual plug on. So, yes, genius. I'm a genius. Very, very smart of me. Plug it in and don't switch it on at the wall. Well done, mate. Well done. Isn't this the second time in this window that City has told a player that we wanted to sign? I mean, we reportedly were interested in Semenyo. I don't know how deep that interest ran. But yeah, if you want to throw Semenyo in there as someone that's rejected us, which I think is the case, then yeah, I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that Semenyo follows, Guehi follows Semenyo in rejecting Liverpool. Which again proves my point. We've gone back to factory settings. This past summer was an incredible summer. Everything in the transfer window was going our way. It was very active. It was very exciting. We were all optimistic. And then this January transfer window, it's like, oh, we're back to being Liverpool again, are we? Getting rejected, not really going properly in for players, dilly-dallying over a few million to be saved here and there, and then flopping at the final hurdle and seeing everybody else get what they want and getting the spoils. And most rivals will say, you're being greedy. Most rivals will say, be grateful for what you have. I sit here and say, I want what's best for Liverpool Football Club. And right now, I don't see it being the best for Liverpool Football Club, simply for the reason that we've messed up big time. We have messed up big time in terms of this, window. So, yeah, it is what it is. Just a quick word from David Ornstein as well. I don't know if I brought this up, actually. Man City in process of finalising deal to sign Marc Guehi from Crystal Palace. 20 million plus bonuses and sell-on percentage. 5.5-year contract. Manchester City intensified pursuit after Gvardiol and Diaz injuries. So Crystal Palace had to accept or lose the 25-year-old as free agent in the summer. And that is really the difference right now between us and Manchester City. We get injuries to Leone and Connor Bradley. And we go, you know what? We can survive. City, who are going after Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League, they get injuries to players and they go, right, how can we combat this? Marc Guehi is available. Good option for the future. Good option to have. And especially at 20 million, it's an absolute steal. Go and get him. We apparently, according to Ian Doyle, don't see £20 million for Marc Guehi as a good market opportunity. like, what are we doing here? I am no businessman. I am not good at business. I'll be the first to admit that I have not had any business experience. But even I know that that is a load of crap. Even I know that. Marc Guehi is a good business opportunity, and Liverpool have just let that slip through our fingers. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Make sure you're hitting the like button, guys. Make sure you're subscribing as well. Big up to each and every single one of you that is in the building right now or has been in the building at some stage during this just over our stream so far. We're going to go for a little bit while longer, talking Marc Guehi, talking City, talking Liverpool, and anything else that you want to talk about as well. Any other footballing stories that you want to talk about, let me know in the chat and we shall discuss them, whether it's about the upcoming games this weekend or anything else. Of course, big up to each and every single one of you. Fletcher, we'll be doing a Liverpool Burnley preview. I don't really do Liverpool previews unless they're on the Premier League predictions video. Maybe I should start doing them. I do reactions to the games, but maybe I should start doing some previews. I don't know. Either way, I've gone 2-0 Liverpool. I've said that we need a performance. I've said that we need to win. But most of all, we need a performance because we know exactly what we're going to be coming up against. Burnley are going to sit deep. They're going to try and soak up as much pressure as they can. And then they're going to try and either hit us on the counter-attack or they're going to play for set pieces and get something from a set piece. And we have to be aware of that. And we have to obviously acknowledge that. Because if we go into tomorrow and they play like that, and they are better than us like that, and they are more physical with us, and they bully us, and we come away from that game with a point at least, or no points, I ain't going to be happy, and no one's going to be happy because that's exactly what we expected from Burnley. And if you didn't see that, why are you our head coach? Why are you our head coach when you can't see the blatantly obvious that is going to be right in front of you? Big up Red Rebellion, who's in the building. Lovely to have you here with us. The only reason why City are signing Guehi is both Gavardio and Diaz are injured. Arsenal, Liverpool, Bayern, and Barca were all interested, but only for next season. And they are probably paying him 300k a week, which is not worth it. I highly doubt he's on 300k. I would be very much surprised if he is on 300k. I'd be very much surprised if he is on 300k. I mean, allegedly, according to Alex Crook, apparently Guehi was seeking 200k a week. Now, if you think about 200k a week for someone like Marc Guehi, it's something in the region that Konate would have wanted. And I'd probably say that Guehi's better than Konate. Especially this season, anyway. There are some stories saying that 300k a week, but I highly doubt Guehi's gone for 300k a week. I think even City would look at that and go, bit much that. I'm just having a look now at some stories that are circulating. There's a report here stating that Ornstein has stated that Marc Guehi will be on wages of around 200k a week, making him a top earner at the club. So, if obviously we're taking that with a pinch of salt and we're saying that is the gospel in the words of in the words of David Ornstein, 200k a week, it's something that Canate is seemingly wanting as well. Yeah, Canate wants about 200k a week as well. So I know which one I would rather spend 200k a week on, but that's not going to happen now. If we can't afford, Warts, Adam Wharton. If we can't afford Warts, why can't we just Guehi, Matt? Not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. And City are not guaranteed to win the Premier League or Champions League, just like when they spent a lot last January and won nothing. Well, yeah, but we said it in the summer as well. Like, we are favourites. When we were signing Isak, Ekatike, Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkes, whoever else, right? We said, no, nothing is ever guaranteed in football, but we're making it the best possible way for us to be somewhat a guarantee. As close to a guarantee as you can get. Nothing is a guarantee, but we're trying to make it so. And look how poorly we've fallen off this season. Look how poorly that has happened. If somehow we draw to Burnley, it's just sad. We've struggled against these teams before, though. We've struggled against these bottom teams. We've lost to Forest. We struggled against Wolves. We struggled against West Ham. We struggled against Burnley earlier on in the season. We drew home and away to Leeds United. So these bottom clubs really are our Achilles heel in terms of struggling against them, as is every other club this season, apart from Real Madrid for some reason. But what do I know? We were going to pay him £3. £3. Could you imagine? 200k. Yeah, 200k. If we were paying him £3 a week, Jesus Christ, we'd be in trouble with the law. 200k a week. Yeah, I mean, it's like I say, it seems as though Ornstein has stated it's going to be 200k. So there you have it. So City have come in and offered him more than anyone else. 300k a week for Bastoni would be worth it, not for Guehi. Like I say, it seems as though it's going to be 200k for Marc Guehi at City as obviously a minimum. Like I say, he's going to be a top earner, and fair play to the man, fair play to him. And Liverpool have missed out. Liverpool have horribly missed out, and now. And here's the stupid thing now, right? Canate wants 200k a week. You don't think Canate is going to be going to Liverpool and going, well, if you are willing to pay 200k a week to Marc Guehi, you can now give me that 200k. And we're probably going to pay it now because we're going to be desperate for centre-backs. We're going to be desperate for centre-backs. So... Big up Jono is in the building. Hope you're doing well, my friend. It says 300k a week wages past City can have him. Those are outrageous wages for Marc Guehi. And say, mate, there are certain reports that are saying 300k, but Ornstein has seemingly suggested it's 200k. So I'm prepared to go with what Ornstein has said. 200k is what we were offering, but only for the new season. My bad, I meant to say Wirtz. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. So dumb. Let's just have a look here if there's anything else. Yeah, I think a lot of people are running with it now. 200k a week for Marc Guehi at Crystal Palace. Alex Crook, Ben Jacobs, David Ornstein, all seemingly singing off the same hymn sheet when it comes to the wages that Marc Guehi will be earning. Ironically, it seems a lot of Liverpool press are running with he could demand 300k. Once again, more Liverpool spin. More Liverpool spin. Never going to be the case. 300k a week wages. Van Dijk had to win 2 Premier Leagues and Champions League to get that money. Mo Salah had to score 200 goals to get that level of money, and fans want to give that to Marc Guehi from Palace. No one's saying give him 300k. Who's saying give him 300k? No one's saying that. Were you pissing and moaning as much when we finished 5th under Klopp? I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't happy seeing the amount of chances we were missing, our midfield completely shot to pieces, and our defense falling apart. I weren't happy about it. We pay big wages, but we ain't paying stupid wages. Isak gets 280k a week, and he's a better player than Guehi. This is a very big kick in the balls. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll say this, a wild card, Mickey van der Ven in the summer. That's my wild card shout. Liverpool try, get him in the summer. He's already fighting with Spurs. He wants out. Well, I've said that... I've said that it's looking like Liverpool are going to position themselves for for Van der Ven. The price tag is going to be difficult. The price tag is going to be difficult. He'll have 3 years remaining on his contract when the summer comes around. But again, I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed because 20 million for Marc Guehi, regardless of whether he's on 200k a week or not. You think like 20 million for Marc Guehi, an absolute steal from transfer fee alone. Then if you add 200k for 5.5 years on 200k, let's just take his original contract and just spread that over 5.5 years. Like, what are we doing here, man? That's an absolute steal. That's an absolute steal. Guehi is a left centre-back, meaning replacement for Van Dijk, who is earning around 400k a week. But you can always put Guehi as a right centre-back. You can always put Van Dijk as the right centre-back. He'd be obviously the long-term replacement for Van Dijk, no doubt about it. But for the here and now, you could have put him at right. So you think we should... Again, no one's saying that. Who's saying pay 300k to Guehi? Who is saying that? I don't think anybody in their right mind would say that. I don't even think City would be sat there going, 300k, mate, are you all right? I know you're a great player, but you're not that great. Guehi is getting paid more than Saliba and Gabriel. And yeah, for right now, he is. And that might be okay for right now. But, in like a year or two's time, when those two players start demanding a bit more, especially Saliba, given the fact he's somewhat younger, then it's going to be a true test of what Arsenal's ambition is. Fabrizio reported 300k a week. That might be. Is that genuinely like 300k pounds wise, and not 300 euros or whatever? Because I know Romano usually deals in euros, but like I say, Ornstein is. Everybody's seemingly running with 200k a week, so I'm just going based off that. Obviously, I've got no insight. I've got no kind of channels or anything like that. But that's seemingly what everybody is running with. Seemingly some confusion. Everyone's either going 200 or 300k. And they're saying it from the same guy. The same is going, Alex Crook says 200k, and then someone's saying Alex Crook 300k. An hour ago, he says 200k, and then he goes on. I don't even know. We were going to pay him 220k a week. This is not spin. It absolutely is when you don't see that as market opportunity. It absolutely is when you don't see 20 million and 200 whatever k a week as a market opportunity. I really don't know what to tell you. This is spin. That is spin. When you don't see this as a market opportunity, it's spin. It's absolutely spin. I don't know what to tell you, people. I really don't. I really don't know what to tell you. And even if it is 300k, when you consider that 20 million pounds is being spent on his transfer fee, it's like you are getting a £100 million player for the next 5 years. Put that into perspective of how much we spent on Isak, how much we spent on Wirtz. For the money that they are on a week and for their transfer fee, it's a no-brainer, people. It's a no-brainer. An absolute no-brainer. Sorry, 200k, not 220. I don't think it necessarily matters. I really don't think it necessarily matters, especially when you consider the transfer fee as well. The transfer fee on top of the prices, I don't think it matters. It's an absolute steal. I'm just calling it right now. It's an absolute steal. It's going to work out in City's favour. And City are going to benefit hugely from this. City are going to benefit hugely from this, even if it's just for like a year or 2 years down the line, and they just decide to move him on. Guess what? In 2 years' time, if they decide to move him on, they get 50 odd million at the very least for a defender that is going to be 27 years of age, is going to have had experience of playing at a top level in Champions League football with City. They move him on for about 50 odd million. They make profit. So who cares about the wages in this scenario? Who cares? Because at the end of the day, it's an absolute steal. It's an absolute steal. And again, further proof that net spend, absolute BS. Absolute BS. But I just want to say that I appreciate you and I love you. Big up to yourself, Dean. Really do appreciate the kind words, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And I really do appreciate you being here talking football with us, as always. Big up Super Damoon. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Lovely to have you back with us. Hey, buddy. Hope you're well. I'm good, man. Hope you're doing well too. Just joining now, watching from work. I thought Arsenal got Guehi. Lol, it is excellent news to me. City will push now and Arsenal collapse incoming. It's interesting, that one. Yeah, there was a lot of talk earlier on this week about Arsenal, about how Arsenal was seemingly interested and was seemingly gaining more and more traction in this potential deal. But it just seems like City have just gone, right, let's just pull the trigger. Like Gvardiol injured, Diaz injured. Let's just pull the trigger. We're not going to rest on our laurels. We're not going to wait around, sitting on our hands, doing nothing. We're going to go out there and be proactive rather than, wait and see what happens, which is what Liverpool have done, because Liverpool have done that. They did it before, and I thought they learned from their mistake. That's why we ended up with Ozan Kabak and Ben Davies. I thought we stopped that years ago, but apparently not. Apparently we don't react to things. So now we're going to a second half of the season in which we don't have Leone. Gomez is injury prone. Konate's Konate. And Connor Bradley's injured. So even if we did have Gomez, he'd probably be our second choice centre back, right back. But because of his injury problems, he's probably our third choice centre back. And with Calvin Ramsey now out of the cold and at right back. Great. Fantastic choices. Fantastic choices. Everyone can see we needed to work on the defensive side of our squad. Everybody could see that. The defense was the side that we needed to strengthen. And Guehi was there for the taking. And we let it slip through our fingers. We messed up. Oh, now we want to put pressure on FSG. Well, yeah. Why wouldn't we? I want to question what they think is on why they did this, why they decided to play this kind of strategy when it came to Marc Guehi. Like, why wouldn't we want to question that? I would like to understand a bit more of the logic behind this comment, my friend. I'm just saying. Is Twitter down? Apparently so. I'm struggling to. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it seems like it's down. It's down for me anyway. Yeah, it's just not loading. Damn you, Elon! Calvin Ramsey is back as right back option. Yeah, he's out of the cold. He's completely out of the cold, back into the fray and into the team. Ugh. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Like, you know, in like a couple of weeks' time, just picture this. Canate goes down injured. Gomez is injured again because he fell down a stair, or, you know, he pulled a hamstring while sleeping or something. I don't know. You know, and we're down to only one fit centre back, Virgil van Dijk, and we're going to have to play Endo alongside him. Just remember, it made financial sense. Financial sense, not a good market opportunity. Just because we wouldn't bring in Marc Guehi for not just the here and now, but for next season, and the season after, and the season after, and the season after, and the season after. Just remember, no financial sense, no market opportunity available in the signing of Marc Guehi for, I repeat, £20 million. Oh, this football club. Oh, this football club sometimes it just does my head in. Oh, it does my head in. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, oh, I'm done. As far as this story, as far as this saga concerned, look, the bottom line here is that Marc Guehi has signed for Crystal Palace. Marc Guehi has signed. It's pretty much done and dusted. We're just waiting official confirmation, medical, all that kind of stuff before, you know, the usual formalities of a deal. But it seems as though Marc Guehi has signed for Manchester City. I'm having a meltdown. Because I can't believe we're that stupid. I can't believe we are this stupid. We are so dumb right now. That's why I'm having a meltdown. Because we are so stupid. We've either been rejected by Guehi, in which, honestly, can't really blame him. Can't really blame him if we've been rejected, considering the fall off of this season, right? We've either been rejected by him, or we've just decided, or Guehi's like there for the taking, and he's saying, "Come and get me, come and get me," and we're going, "No, no, we don't want you. We're happy with what we've got over here. We're happy with Van Dijk, who's nearing the end of his career. We're happy over here with Canate, who's probably going off in the summer because we can't tie him down to a new deal because he wants wages that we don't want to give him, and neither one of us is backing down. We're happy with Gomez, whose legs are made of Weetabix. Yeah, we're happy with these options over here. We don't want you. We don't want a reliable option like you, who's going to cost us very little in the grand scheme of things. No, we'd rather go out in the summer and buy someone for stupid amounts of money again. We'd rather go for someone that's going to cost 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 times as much as you. We're cool with those options. We don't want you, Guehi. Go away. Go back to Palace, or oh, you're going to Man City, are you? Well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. We're idiots. We are idiots. We are very stupid in this situation. We've let this deal slip through our fingers. We're going to have to go and buy a player for 2, 3, maybe even 4 times as much as what Guehi's worth. And you think about the wages then, considering that we are going to be desperate for centre-backs. And everybody's going to know it. Everybody's going to know it. We're going to be desperate for centre-backs. So every club is going to know it. Every club is going to hike up their price of a centre-back because we're desperate. Every player is going to know that we're going to be desperate for centre-backs. So we're going to have to pay over the odds anyway. If people can't see why this is a problem, and I'm mainly talking to the Liverpool fans that were in the chat not so long ago, the likes of Red Rebellion and Jono, who were in the building and talking about, so you'd rather pay this amount of money for this player? Kinda, because it's not going to be anywhere near the amount that we're going to be paying later on down the line when we're probably signing. Let's just take Mickey van der Ven as prime example. When we're probably paying about 80 million to sign Van der Ven from Tottenham and putting him on just under 200k's worth of wages. Or we're actually probably going to put him on 200k's worth of wages. But, what do I know? I'll be sure to come back to this when that eventuality does happen. Look, fair play to Man City. That's all I got to say to end this kind of thing. Fair play to Man City. They've gone out there. They've absolutely killed it in this market. Semenyo and now Marc Guehi. I fair play to them. Let's blame Slot for this and scream Slot out, guys. That will get him sacked, surely. Again, who's screaming Slot out for this? There are many reasons why we should say Slot out. There are many reasons why we shouldn't be happy with the management and the head coach of this squad. But in this situation, unless it comes out that Slot said no and they took Slot's word for it, this is not on him. This is one of the few things this season that is not on Arne Slot. And no one's blaming him. At least to my knowledge, no one's blaming him. So, again, dude, bit of a strange one. Bit of a strange one. Big up. Can't even speak. Bring up Grandiosa. How you doing? Well, my friend. Lovely to have you back with us. He says, hey, Fletch, I'm very happy. You know why. I bet you are, my friend. And fair play to you. Fair play to your team. Fair play for not resting on your laurels. And fair play for getting this deal done and dusted. No messing around. No nonsense. Just getting the deal done, getting in there and getting it all sorted out. Fair play to you, my friend. Fair play to your club. Like I say, I kind of wish my club behaved like that when the correct time comes. But again, another missed opportunity in my opinion. This is going to be a fantastic signing for City. It's going to work out in the short term and the long term, I'm sure. And we're going to end up regretting it. We're going to end up regretting it. So, just so you know, Liverpool fans, when it comes to the summer, and when we've got about 6 different places that we need to fill, You know, when we've got like 6 different players for 6 different positions that we need. 6 different players for about 3 different positions that we need. And when we buy about 3 of those players and we can't fill the rest because we spent all of our budget already, just so you know, you can come back to this and you could be like, this was one of the causes. This was one of the causes for that. Thanks, man. Hopefully it will work out. I don't see why. Sucks you didn't get him, though, but another one will come your way. Yeah, it will come our way for double, triple, quadruple the price that you're paying for him. Yeah, I'm fuming at this, bro. I'm not gonna I'm fuming at this. For the money you're getting him for, it's an absolute steal. It's daylight robbery, bro. It's absolute daylight robbery. But yeah, fair play to you, my friend. Fair play to you. It's a kick in the teeth for us. It's a kick in the teeth. Dean put it perfectly earlier. Dean said it was a kick in the teeth, kick in the balls for us. It is. It is, man. It is. Our club messed this up completely, and I'm not happy with them. Not happy with them whatsoever. Like I say, they're going to need to pull the rabbit out of the hat if they kind of want to get me back on side a little bit in this situation. You know, like I mentioned earlier, go and get me Bastoni. You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay triple, at least, or quadruple, maybe even what Guehi cost. But if you've got bigger plans, we need to see them. We need to see what these bigger plans are, because, like I say, we're going to need to buy probably 2 or maybe 3 centre-backs at the most in the summer, depending on the Canate situation. You said it so well. I totally agree with it. There's man. I just call it how I see it on this. I don't try and lie. I've got no reason to lie. I've got no reason to try and BS you all. I've got no reason whatsoever than to just speak my honest opinion, my honest truth. So, yeah, it's just the way that I see it. It's perfect for City. It's poor for everybody else. But when you consider the other teams that were in for him, Arsenal, I mean, they've got like a ton of centre-backs already, Arsenal. Like, missing out, and their scouting network for centre-back seems pretty decent as well. So you can probably imagine that they could find someone for roughly about the same price that may not be as good as Guehi, but when you put him into a team that's as solid as what Arsenal's is, you can probably see that Arsenal will get someone for roughly about the same price. Won't be as good, but will look as good in a team setup. And that's all you need to do. Just cover for the weaknesses. You know, Bayern will survive. They'll cherry pick from the Bundesliga. Barcelona will survive. They'll move on to another target. Whoever else will survive. Liverpool, on the other hand, will survive. We'll get someone else, but it won't be for a good marketing strategy or anything like that. It will basically be who's an established star, who is going to be fitting in this age bracket of somewhere in the region of 23 to 28, 29, maybe at a push. Oh, this player, how much is he worth? 3-4 times as much as what Guehi was going to be worth. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we've got no option then. Go and get him. And that's where we struggle. And that's where we would struggle. Totally. It's strange how few options is out there, though. Like the market is bloody flat. I was expecting more in the January window. I was expecting more, considering it's a World Cup year as well. I was expecting a bit more in this January window, but so far, it's not quite lived up to expectation. I know we're just over halfway through. I know that you've made 2 massive splashes in this transfer window so far, but I'm a little disappointed at everybody else. I thought this would be a window which wouldn't be as exciting as the summer one, but I was expecting there to be a bit more movement than what there has been. Conor Gallagher's obviously gone to Spurs. I think that's pretty big for Spurs in their own way, but not as obviously big as Semenyo and Guehi joining City. And that is massive. And that's obviously really, really good for Pep Guardiola and for everybody and anybody associated with Manchester City. Quality stuff. Anyway, guys, we're going to end it there. I've been ranting and raving for just under 2 hours. I am done. I am tired. I'm sick of talking about this conversation, and I hate it because, once again, just proves that how stupid my club is. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. Do me a massive favor. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and obviously subscribe if you are new. Both things are always and probably greatly appreciated. Really do appreciate the love and support from each and every single one of you. Have a good one, man. I totally understand the situation. Big up to yourself, my bro. Always good to have you here with us, talking football. Always good to see you, my friend. Like I say, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and probably greatly appreciated. Love and support for the channel is always appreciated by myself. You guys are absolutely amazing. So I really, 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 really cannot thank you enough for all of that and everything else that you do. It is absolutely incredible, and I really do appreciate each and every single one of you. Otherwise, thanks everybody for watching and listening. Thanks everyone for taking the time out of their day to hear the ramblings of this guy. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Have a good rest of your day. And I will see you and speak with you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. See you all later.